Sony has put an entirely new breed of OLED panels onto its flagship A95K Master Series OLED, which is capable of delivering richer colors at high brightness and even wider viewing angles than conventional OLED televisions. The new panel is of course the much anticipated QD-OLED panel from Samsung Display, confirming months of rumors of Sony purchasing QD-OLED panels. For those of you who are not aware, QD-OLED stands for quantum dot OLED, which uses quantum dot emitting layers to convert blue OLED light source into red and green, while also letting blue light pass through. According to Sony, the QD-OLED technology implemented on the A95K offers at least 3 advantages over conventional WRGB OLED TV. 1. By using a true RGB subpixel structure, QD-OLED won't suffer from white subpixel dilution effect, and so can retain color saturation at high brightness to deliver a fuller color volume through the entire luminance range. 2. The spectral power distribution of QD-OLED features more distinct waveforms, particularly in terms of the red and green peaks, allowing the Sony A95K to reach wider Rec 2020 color gamut coverage and paint even richer reds and greens. The Japanese manufacturer is marketing these color improvements as XR Triluminous Max, coming full circle with the use of quantum dot technology when the Triluminous branding was first introduced back in 2013. I don't know whether you still remember it. And finally, because quantum dot emits light in all directions more uniformly than the color filter diffusion on WRGB OLEDs, the A95K is able to maintain luminance and colors better off-axis. Sony has even gone so far as to claim that the A95K delivers the best viewing angle ever for a consumer television, which may cause some plasma owners to raise an eyebrow or two. Drawing upon its experience building last year's A90J Master Series OLED, Sony hasn't forgotten to put a heatsink onto the A95K QD OLED to reach even higher peak brightness and full screen luminance, which is marketed as XR OLED Contrast Pro technology. As we have previously witnessed on last year's A90J, the combination of heat diffusion sheet and temperature distribution mapping will also help clear up image retention in a quicker manner compared to a conventional OLED TV without heatsink. The Sony A95K will be available in 55 and 65 inches, because those are the only screen sizes made by panel supplier Samsung Display at the time I filmed this video in January 2022. And just like on last year's critically acclaimed Bravia A90J, 4 HDMI inputs are provided on the A95K, of which 2, namely HDMI 3 and HDMI 4, are the HDMI 2.1 ports, which each supports the full HDMI 2.1 bandwidth of 48 gigabits per second, strongly suggesting that it's still a similar MediaTek HDMI 2.1 SoC under the hood. There's good news, however, on the VRR front. This video is sponsored by Box, the online technology store. Visit box.co.uk for the best deals on TVs, soundbars, and all your other technology needs. The A95K will support VRR or variable refresh rate from launch to tie in with the imminent arrival of VRR on the PS5. 2021 Bravia XR TVs are still scheduled to receive a firmware update to enable VRR in due course. Design-wise, the Sony A95K rekindles the monolithic one-slate design, with the OLED panel tilted slightly at an angle and the low-profile stand acting as a counterweight. Interestingly, there are 2 ways to install the stand. Sony calls them front position style and back position style, which is just asking to be innuendoed by a certain TV reviewer. Anyway, the back position style is useful if you wish to place the screen closer to the wall. Despite using a different OLED panel, Sony still managed to implement its Acoustic Surface Audio Plus technology on the A95K, with 2 actuators and 2 subwoofers turning the screen into a multi-channel speaker system to deliver even more precise sound localization to the picture shown on screen. The supplied premium remote control has been downsized, with the number of keys almost halved from 49 to 25, but fortunately the very useful backlit function upon pickup remains intact. There's a new Bravia Cam bundled with the Sony A95K for video chat and other functions that will be enabled following a firmware update, which is par for the course for Sony, such as gesture control and ambient optimization pro, which can adjust the picture and sound automatically to compensate for your viewing distance and angle from the television. Some of you will understandably be concerned about privacy, so thankfully the Bravia Cam can be turned off with a physical switch, or even detached from the magnetic terminal on the TV to be put permanently in the same drawer where you keep your phone chargers from 10 years ago. Prices and availability remain unannounced, but Korean media has estimated the price of a Samsung QD-OLED TV to be more than 10 million Korean won, which translates to more than 8,000 US dollars or 6,000 Great British pounds. So let's wait and see where the Sony A95K comes in. Besides the flagship A95K, Sony's 2022 OLED TV lineup also includes the step-down A90K and A80K. I've made a video explaining the differences between these models, so go watch it here.